Life was pretty predictable for the girl with the long, flowing hair that reached her lower back. Her name was Emily, a 19-year-old college student who had always loved her long hair. For years, Emily's goal was to grow her hair all the way to her knees. She rarely did more than trim the ends to keep them healthy, and the idea of cutting off more than an inch or two never crossed her mind. Her hair was her pride and joy, a beautiful, straight chestnut brown that shimmered in the sunlight. Emily's days were often filled with the usual routine: college classes, part-time work, and weekend hangouts with her best friend, Sarah. Sarah was Emily's opposite in many ways. While Emily loved her long, one-length hair, Sarah, who was also 19, had always been adventurous with her hair. She had sported every style from short bobs to long waves. Sarah's hair was currently at a classic length, falling right above her butt, and had layers that added a dynamic, playful look to her thick, wavy, blonde hair. One day, Sarah decided she was ready for a change again. She went to her mother, who was a professional hairstylist, and asked her to cut her hair from classic length to butt length with layers. The new haircut suited Sarah perfectly, giving her a fresh and stylish look. When Emily saw Sarah's new haircut, she felt a pang of envy. Sarah's hair looked so light, bouncy, and full of life. Compared to that, Emily's long straight hair suddenly seemed dull and boring. That night, Emily couldn't stop thinking about Sarah's new hairstyle. She had always been so attached to her long hair, but now she was bored with it. The idea of change was both terrifying and exciting. Emily had never been one to take risks, but maybe it was time to try something new. After all, it was just hair. It would grow back, right? The next morning, Emily made up her mind. She decided to go to Sarah's mom and ask for the same haircut that Sarah had gotten. She was nervous, but determined. She imagined herself with a new haircut, her hair lighter, layered, and full of movement. She was ready. It would be a refreshing change, something to make her feel new and different. As Emily walked into Sarah's mother's salon, her heart raced. She greeted her with a smile, feeling a bit more confident as she sat down in the chair. "I want to get my hair cut like Sarah's," Emily said, trying to keep her voice steady. Sarah's mother smiled warmly. "You want the same cut Sarah has now?" she asked, just to confirm yes, the same cut. Emily replied, excitement bubbling inside her. She couldn't wait to see her new look. Sarah's mother nodded and began to prepare for the haircut. She carefully brushed Emily's long hair, marveling at its length and health. "Are you sure you want to do this?" she asked, holding the hair gently in her hands. Emily nodded, her resolve firm. "Yes, I'm ready." With that, Sarah's mother tied Emily's hair into a tight ponytail at the nape of her neck. Emily could feel the weight of her hair being pulled back, and her heart started to race again. This was it, the moment of change. Emily took a deep breath as she heard the snip of the scissors cutting through her thick hair. But then, something unexpected happened. The scissors didn't stop where Emily had expected them to. She felt the weight of her ponytail being lifted away, and when she looked up at the mirror, her heart sank. Her long hair was gone, completely gone. Instead of the butt-length, layered cut she had asked for, she was staring at a pixie cut. Her once long flowing locks were now short, barely reaching her ears. Emily gasped in shock. "What happened? This isn't what I wanted," she exclaimed, her voice trembling. Sarah's mother looked at her, confused. "But this is the cut Sarah has now. She came in this morning and got a pixie cut after having her hair at butt length for just a day. I thought you wanted the same cut as hers. Emily's mind was spinning. But I didn't see her this morning. I wanted the cut she had yesterday, she said, her eyes wide with disbelief. Realization dawned on Sarah's mother. Oh, Emily, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I thought you knew she had come in again today. Emily sat there in stunned silence, staring at her reflection. This was not what she had expected at all. Her long hair, her pride and joy, was gone, replaced by a short, boyish cut. She felt tears welling up in her eyes, but blinked them away. Sarah's mother placed a comforting hand on her shoulder. I'm really sorry, Emily. I misunderstood. But you know, you look beautiful with this pixie cut. It really brings out your features. Emily managed a weak smile. I guess it's just a shock, she said, trying to keep her emotions in check. She knew it was too late to change anything now. Her hair was gone, and she had to accept it. As she left the salon, Emily couldn't help but run her fingers through her short hair. It felt strange, so different from what she was used to. She didn't know how she felt about it yet, but one thing was for sure. She had taken a big step out of her comfort zone. She still couldn't believe she had cut her hair so drastically. The thought lingered in her mind as she walked home, unsure whether she loved or hated the change. Once she got home, Emily decided she needed to talk to Sarah. She picked up her phone and dialed her number, hoping her best friend could offer some comfort, or at least a good distraction. Hey Sarah, Emily said as soon as Sarah picked up. Hey, how did the haircut go? Are you loving the new look? Sarah's voice was bright and cheerful. Well, that's what I need to talk to you about. Can we meet up at the cafe? I really need to see you. Emily replied, trying to keep her tone light but failing to hide the anxiety in her voice. I'll be there in 15 minutes, Sarah agreed without hesitation. 15 minutes later, Emily walked into their favorite cafe. The comforting aroma of coffee filling the air. Sarah was already sitting at their usual table, sipping on a cappuccino. She waved Emily over with a smile. But that smile quickly turned into a look of shock as she saw Emily's new hairstyle. Oh my God, what happened? Sarah exclaimed, almost spilling her coffee as she put the cup down. Emily sighed and slid into the seat across from her. It's a long story, she began, running a hand through her short hair again, still getting used to the feel of it. I told your mom I wanted the same cut you had yesterday, but I guess I didn't know you went back this morning for the pixie cut. Sarah's eyes widened. No way. She gave you the pixie instead. Emily nodded. Yep, she thought I wanted exactly what you have now. By the time I realized what was happening, it was too late. Sarah stared at Emily for a moment, then burst into laughter. I can't believe it. But honestly, it looks great on you. I'm sorry you weren't expecting it, though. Emily couldn't help but laugh along with her. Yeah, it was a shock to say the least. I wasn't ready for this drastic of a change. Sarah leaned forward, her expression softening. But how do you feel about it now? Do you like it? Emily thought for a moment, her fingers absent-mindedly playing with the ends of her short hair. I'm not sure yet. I mean, it's so different. I've had long hair my entire life. It feels strange not to have it anymore, but at the same time, there's something freeing about it. Sarah leaned back in her chair, a mischievous grin spreading across her face. You know what? I've been thinking. I'm going to shave my head tomorrow. I'm tired of all this hair. I want to try something completely different. What do you think? Want to come with me to the salon? Emily's eyes widened in surprise. Shave your head, like completely bald? Sarah nodded enthusiastically. Yep, I've never done it before, and I think it would be so liberating. Plus, it's just hair. It'll grow back. What do you say? You could even watch if you're not ready to take that leap yourself. Emily hesitated, the idea taking her completely off guard. Wow, that's intense. I mean, I've already gone through a huge change with this pixie cut. I don't know if I'm ready to go that far. Sarah looked at her with a mixture of understanding and disappointment. I get it. Shaving your head is a huge step, and not everyone's ready for that. But it would be nice to have you there for support. Emily bit her lip, thinking it over. Honestly, I think I need some time to myself. This whole hair thing has been more overwhelming than I expected. I'm not sure I'm up for going to the salon again so soon. Sarah nodded slowly, trying to hide her disappointment. That's okay. You need to do what's best for you. We can always hang out another time. Emily gave her a small, appreciative smile. Thanks for understanding. I'm just going to take a walk, clear my head a bit. Of course, Sarah replied, her voice gentle. Take care of yourself, okay? And if you change your mind, just let me know. Emily nodded and said her goodbyes before heading out of the cafe. As she walked down the street, she felt a mix of emotions, relief, guilt, and a lingering sense of unease. She knew she had made the right decision for herself, but she couldn't shake the feeling that she had let Sarah down. The fresh air helped to clear her mind a bit, and soon Emily found herself wandering aimlessly through the neighborhood, her thoughts swirling. The streets were busy with people going about their day, but Emily felt strangely disconnected, lost in her own thoughts. After walking for what felt like hours, she decided to head home. As she opened the door to her apartment, she was greeted by the soft meow of her cat, Luna. Luna, a fluffy white Persian with bright blue eyes, was always there to comfort Emily, no matter what kind of day she was having. Hey Luna, Emily said softly, kneeling down to stroke the cat's fur. You wouldn't believe the day I've had, Luna purred contentedly, rubbing her head against Emily's hand. The simple act of petting her cat helped Emily feel a little more grounded, a little more at ease. Emily scooped Luna up in her arms and walked over to the couch, sitting down with the cat curled up on her lap. You know, she said, speaking more to herself than to Luna, I think I'm glad I didn't go to the salon. I needed this time alone to just process everything. Luna blinked up at her, as if in agreement. And Emily couldn't help but smile. You always know how to make me feel better, don't you? They spent the rest of the afternoon together, Emily playing with Luna and enjoying the quiet comfort of her home. The chaotic emotions of the day slowly faded, replaced by a sense of calm and acceptance. Later that evening, as she was getting ready for bed, Emily glanced at herself in the mirror. The pixie cut still felt new, still felt strange, but it was starting to grow on her. She realized that she didn't need to rush into any more changes. She could take her time, figure out what she really wanted, and make decisions that were right for her, not anyone else.